I think I should make Alderman Blumker do the pledge while he's at the lacrosse practice. Everybody will think he's a little off there. Linda, we're good? All right. Smithville Board of Alderman meeting is now called to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America,
and to
the republic for which it stands,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item on the agenda is the consent agenda. Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
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 Aye. All opposed say no. I don't think I heard Alderman Wilson on that one.
I said aye.
Oh, okay. I can usually hear your voice. All right. Next item on the agenda is committee reports. We had Finance Committee and Planning Commission. Alderman Wilson, you want to take both of those?
Sure. Finance Committee, we did cover a lot of what we talked about in our work session with Stephen's presentation of the update on the budget and finances. Other items we talked about, we did talk in quite detail on the marketplace now that we're getting into the arena of collecting the tax revenue up there and setting those accounts up. So we spent a lot of time talking about that in our Finance Committee meeting. And then we also talked about some items you'll see on the agenda tonight, which was this pay and classification study of having an outside firm do that for us and just gathering that data. We also talked about police recruitment and police academy sponsorships. And I think the RFQ has gone out for the healthcare brokerage. And I think those items are on the agenda tonight also. So that's where most of our time was spent on those items. Moving over to planning and zoning, we had a pretty lengthy discussion tying in probably our residential zonings like the R1 through R3, looking at the requirements that we have within those zones for going forwards and how to tie that in with the comp plan and how it fits into the different categories of the 5 different zones that we discussed during the or set up during the strategic plan and the comp plan. We also talked about at the marketplace, the fact pretty well everyone knows by now that Domino's is going into the south side of the building that's on the south of where Scooters is located, and that Burger King is going to be going in on the north side of that entrance. We should be starting to see activity in the development that's north of the high school. We'll be seeing some changes coming to the development south of Wildflowers, my understanding from our meeting. But again, like I said, we spent most of our time talking about how to incorporate in our current zones and moving forwards with the new comp plan. And I don't know if the mayor has anything else he would like to add to my comments. If so, I will turn it over to him, and I'm through.
Thank you. No, it was a good meeting. We talked about a lot, and we got some items on the agenda for tonight. So, City Administrator's report. Ms. Wagner, do you have anything to report?
I will call your attention to information included in the City Administrator's report on the apprehension of a suspect in a murder case in Kansas City, and really call out appreciation for the work of Sergeant Gerhardt, Officer Redwood, and Officer Knowles. As noted in the City Administrator's report, and as you drive down Main Street, you will see the trail connecting downtown to Smithville Lake is really near completion. We have scheduled a ribbon cutting for the new trail for 11 a.m. on April 6th. And our plan, unless the full installation of the water fountains is not complete, we will plan that at the new water fountain amenity near the lake end of the trail, so close to Smiths Fork Park and the Parks and Recreation offices. As was noted in the report, April 6th marks the 3rd anniversary of the board certifying the election results of the 2018 election. And in those 3 years, we've used the funds from the proceeds of the bonds and the sales tax that were approved at that time to complete the first phase of streetscape, the 180th Street Trail, as well as South Commercial Sidewalk and the Main Street Trail. So a significant amount of infrastructure improvement completed in those 3 years, thanks to the efforts of the Board of Aldermen. Smiths Fork Campground electrical upgrades are basically complete, and April 1st marks the opening of that season. So they're ready to go out there. Alderwoman Wilson noted RFQs that have been posted last week for both the pay and classification study as well as insurance brokerage. Those will come to board for approval probably in early May for both of those. We'll get those in and review those. Looking forward to ongoing discussions with regard to both of those items. Parks and Recreation Master Plan process continues. The Parks and Recreation Committee meets on Thursday night and reviews kind of the next set of issues for that process. This weekend, David Bureau with Future IQ, as well as Carissa at Landworks and some of her staff, along with city staff, will be at the Smiths Fork soccer complexes throughout the morning on Saturday for public feedback, and plan to be in the downtown area for what we're calling pop-up public feedback sessions on the Parks and Recreation Master Plan. There are pictures included in the packet on the renovation of City Hall. It looks very different than it did a few weeks ago. The configuration of the lobby is all blocked in. The drywall is up, and they actually completed the first coat of paint in a couple of the office areas today. We anticipate the first wave of people moving from temporary offices back to workspaces within the next probably, I'm going to say week to 10 days, probably 10 days to 2 weeks, a little bit closer, just in ensuring furniture and all arriving. And we'll continue moving through that process. The contractor believes they're still on schedule for completion mid to late June on that. At this point in time, I probably should have taken pictures and included the mass workspace in the Board of Aldermen meeting room where a number of us are working. So Linda just pulled up pictures so you can, I'm trying to figure out what we've got here. Oops. We're seeing Facebook now, Linda. I'm trying that 5273. I am completely, I think that's maybe on its side. I can't figure out what that is. The middle picture is the cabinetry that has come in, but that is also the new lobby and entryway. The 5275 is, I believe that's the area where Jeanette's window will be. That's actually in Jeanette's office. Sorry. That's Jeanette's office, or is that the front? Hard to tell when they're drywalled pieces up. You can see in the bottom, I believe the 5278 is my new office that is divided into, my previous office is divided into 2 offices. If you see 5279, that's the southern wall of the office that will become the northern wall of Anna's office. She and I are sharing my old office space. 5280 is the new space that will be Anna's office.
75 is the inside of Jeanette's, because you can see the cabinet above it.
Thank you. Yes, had to get
Yeah.
myself
Yeah.
and then 5277 is actually that, given where that is the opposite side of that wall, I believe, because then if you look toward the top of that picture, you can see a little bit of daylight coming through where the vestibule will be and the former window through the entryway.
That's correct.
Um,
7-8 is your office,
Yes. Yeah.
and so is 7-9, and then
And then-
80 is Anna's office.
Yeah. Thank you for that clarification. You got pictures today, even later. So thank you.
I did.
So we moving along there. And as I'd indicated, we are anticipating being able to have completion of the full project in early summer. Bids for Highland Sewer were open today. We had 9 bids. The project budget is $270,000. The engineer's estimate was $225,000. And the apparent low bid is about $154,000. We may, as we go through that, there might be a couple of minor changes, but we anticipate that being the range that we're looking at. And we'll bring that forward to the board, Chuck, April 5th, correct? And then we open the bids for the overlay project on Thursday, and we also anticipate bringing those to the board on April 5th. Then the final bit of information that I've got, Chuck has been working with Modot on the water line relocation for 188th Street. As you all know, Modot is planning to reconstruct the intersection there at 169 and 188th Street. The improvements include improvements to sight distance by cutting down the hill, adding left turn lanes for northbound and southbound 169, adding a northbound offset right turn lane on US 169, and then realignment of the 188th Street. The project is planned to bid in October of 2021 with construction in 22. We currently have a 12-inch water main that parallels the 188th Street crossing at 169 and supplies the northwest tower. This line will be in conflict with the road improvements proposed by MoDOT and needs to be relocated and lowered. HDR in 2020 started work to develop the plans for that project. That design cost was a little over $31,000, and we have contracted with them for that. The estimated cost for the waterline relocation is in the 2021 budget at $270,000 for an estimate. Staff has been coordinating, well, Chuck has been coordinating with MoDOT plans for the highway project. Those plans have increased the scope of the project and the associated cost. However, working with MoDOT, Chuck has been able to secure their agreement to pay for the entire cost of the relocation of the water line. We will spend the money for the engineering, so that we've spent that, and that will be our contribution. So we anticipate at the April 5th board meeting 2 agreements coming forward for the board, agreements between the city and the state to outline those changes. Chuck, anything on that? Did I get that? And is that kind of clear as mud to everybody? But good news, bottom line is we will not have to pay for the sewer relocation costs for 188th Street sewer. MoDOT will pay for that as part of their project.
Water.
I'm sorry, I said sewer, didn't I? Water, sorry. Hey, Stephen, that's better than a sewer line in the sanitaries or in the stormwater system.
Stormwater in the CWWS.
That's right. Okay. That's all I have, Mayor.
Yeah, and I talked to the project manager for that project too. He spent, I think, 2.5 hours at Chops a couple weeks ago eating. So maybe that's what motivated him to pay for that water line. A lot of good barbecue, and he loved our downtown. So yeah, it's been good
Always
working
good.
on that. It's always good to save some money, right? Put it in
right.
some other water projects. All right, next item on the agenda is number 6. Anyone?
Mayor, I
Yep.
move to approve bill number 2891-21, amending section 705.050 sewer winter average, second reading.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Sarver, thank you. Any discussion? Okay, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance repealing ordinance section 705.050 billing and enacting in its place a new ordinance section 705.050 billing.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 7. We have a motion for the first reading, please. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. I move to approve bill number 2892-21 FY21 budget amendment number 3, emergency ordinance, first read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Alderman Atkins, any discussion? All right, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill for the first reading.
An ordinance amending the fiscal year 21 operating budget to add $113,000 to the expenditure budget and $273,000 to the revenue budget.
Thank you. Need a motion to approve for the second reading, please. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. I move to approve bill number 2892-21 FY budget amendment number 3, emergency ordinance, second read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Atkins, thank you. Any discussion? All right, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance amending the fiscal year 21 operating budget to add $113,000 to the expenditure budget and $273,000 to the revenue budget.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 8, bill number 2893-21. Do I have a motion to approve? Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve bill number 2893-21, rezoning 15901 North 169 Highway, first reading.
Thank you. Alderman Chevalier, I saw your hand up. You want the second?
Yeah, I'll take that second.
All right. Any discussion? The applicant is here if we have any questions. Okay. Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver.
Aye.
Oh, I'm sorry, I called you again. Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance changing the zoning classifications or districts of certain lands located in the city of Smithville, Missouri, and entering into a development agreement.
Thank you. Next item on the agenda is number 9. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve bill 2894-21 to rezone 319 East Main Street, first read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. The applicant is also here for this one. If anyone has any questions, please let me know. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance changing the zoning classifications or districts of certain land located in the city of Smithville, Missouri, and entering into a a development agreement.
Thank you. Next item is number 10. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve bill number 2895-21, amending section 610.110, non-permanent vendor, first read.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Sarver, second. Any discussion? Clerk, please call roll.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier,
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. Ms. Wagner, please read the bill.
An ordinance repealing ordinance section 610.110, festival, non-permanent, and fireworks vendors, and replacing it with a new ordinance section 610.110, festival, non-permanent, and fireworks vendors.
Thank you. Next item is number 11. Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve resolution 892, final plat, Eagle Ridge.
Thank you. Second. Alderman Chevalier.
I'll second this one.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 892, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 12. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve resolution 893, change order number 2 for the Main Street Trail project.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Alderman
Second.
Sarver. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 893, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 13. Alderman Chevalier.
Let's try to give someone else a chance. Resolution 894, change order number 1, in situ form contract.
I think you're the only one who wanted to say in situ form.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Do I have a second?
I'll
Second.
second it.
So we got a lot of seconds. Alderman Wilson got the second. By the way, it's $100,000 worth of paper to print this thing. I think that's one copy. Thanks, Chuck. Anyway, all those in favor of approving resolution 894, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries.
Mayor,
Yep.
I'm not seeing Alderman Blumker vote on anything so far. That
Yeah.
Aye.
I've heard him on a couple.
Yeah.
On
Aye.
ordinance, yes.
What's that?
Okay. Did you say aye?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Aye.
Yeah, I've heard him a couple times. Next item on the agenda is 895. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve resolution 895, farmers market MOU for the 2021 season.
Alderman Yulidol, second.
Second.
I saw your peace sign there. All right. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 895, say aye.
Aye.
I heard Jeff there. Did you hear him? All right. All opposed, say no. All right. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is number 15. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve resolution 896, acknowledgement change order number 2 to City Hall Reno project.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Wilson got it. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 896, say aye.
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 Did you get everybody there, Linda? All right. All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 16. Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve resolution number 897, surplus city property.
Thank you. So, Alderman Chevalier.
I will second this one.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving resolution 897, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Now, leak adjustments. I know we got a couple people on for this one. First one is number 17, 898. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. Move to approve resolution 898 to the residential leak adjustment for Truesdale.
Thank you. Alderman Sarver.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I don't see anyone on for this one, right, Linda? They were gonna maybe dial in, but I don't see anybody on the phone.
This one, someone should be on.
Anyone on? Okay. All those in favor of approving resolution 898, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Okay, motion carries. Next item is number 18. Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve resolution 899, residential leak adjustment, Maxwell.
Thank you. Alderman Chevalier.
Second, please.
Thank you. Any discussion? I know Mr. Maxwell's here. I can see him. Any comments or anything? All good. Okay. All those in favor of approving resolution 899, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Did we get Jeff that time? Okay,
Aye.
thank you. There we go. Next item on the agenda is number 19. Alderman Chevalier.
I would like to make a motion to approve resolution 900, residential leak adjustment, Wise Carver.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Hewlett, all seconds. We're in the 900s now. Any discussion on this one? I don't see anybody on. Okay, all those in favor of approving resolution 900, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Now, resolution 901, item number 20. Alderman Sarver.
Motion to approve resolution 901, amendment number 1, Smith Fork Campground Electrical.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I'm excited to see us getting this extra panel put in. Sets us up nicely for next year. So, all those in favor of approving resolution 901, say aye.
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 All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Next item is number 21, resolution 902. Alderman Chevalier.
Thank you. I'd like to approve resolution 902, event fireworks display approval.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Alderman Yulidol. Any discussion? Alderman Chevalier.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up again. I mean, I think what is this, like the third or fourth one we've approved?
It's the third.
Third. So should we start thinking about some sort of a broader auto approval or something like that, like a permit process?
Like turn it over to staff to make the decision.
Yeah. That way they can at least, try to build that into their business model and not have to come out to us all the time.
Alderman Wilson.
You know, I know that was brought up before, and I had a concern in the beginning of if we'd have any complaints or anything. Have we had any response or any negative comments from anybody in the area out there when the fireworks have been discharged in the past?
I am not aware of any concerns or comments. Chief, I don't believe we've had any calls related to any of those events, have we?
Not that I'm aware of, been brought to my attention. If we could look up the dates, I can double check on those dates to see if there were anything, but my staff's not brought anything forward to me either.
That was my concern in the beginning of having it come forwards to us, but if we're not getting any complaints or concerns on it, I would agree with John that maybe having staff just look at that themselves.
So, Ms. Wagner, can you work on something for that we can maybe just do like a yearly review of how many they've issued and if we've had any issues, and we can revisit it if we need to. Put it in your all's hands. Alderman Yulidol.
Is there any way to make sure that we're just still doing like a public notice that there will be fireworks at this date and this time and this location? So that at least somehow the people in that area would know that that's going to happen.
Okay, we'll take a look at that and come up with some type of process there.
And I
to
will
bring
say
forward for your
at
review.
this point, they've been reasonable and haven't been too over the top, and have been early enough in the evening where, you know, we're likely not disturbing anyone trying to sleep.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that, Alderman Blumker, since that's your area too.
Well, and I think also, I'm sorry, Mayor. One thing that we could do, because all three of these have been the same parameters, if there's anything outside of those parameters, maybe that's what we could take a look at. We could put something together to bring to you all for your approval, but in looking at those things that fall into this similar parameter, if there are anything that is more complicated, longer, might draw more attention. I know we've had some discussions that they had looked at some other possibilities, whether it be some different pyrotechnics, different aerial type things. If those are brought forward, we would bring those to you all for review, and we could include that in what we would bring forward for you all.
Or you can make stages.
I'm sorry, Marv.
You can make different stages of noise and lengths.
I think the other thing we'd have to look at is the fact, like, it's been getting dark earlier. We're getting into the time of the year when it's going to get dark later. So that would have more of a negative effect of starting to shoot off like at 10 o'clock or, you know, later. Could maybe become an issue then. I don't know how you would address that.
Well, and the other thing too has been they've been limited in length of time. So I don't know if later has an impact there. So we can have staff take a look at something to bring forward for the board.
Thank you. Any other discussion on this one? All those in favor of approving resolution 902, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion carries. Any public comment? No. I do have an appointment tonight because the Housing Authority, one of the residents moved out that was on their board. We do appoint their board members. So this is the replacement board member. So I nominate William Doc Huber to serve on the Housing Authority Board. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderman Atkins.
Aye.
Alderman Sarver.
Aye.
Alderwoman Wilson.
Aye.
Alderman Blumker.
Aye.
Alderman Yulidol.
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
6-0.
Thank you. Motion carries. Make sure we let Bob know about that. I know they met yesterday. So he'll be at the next meeting. Next, just want to acknowledge we have a steering committee for the Transportation Master Plan. I know this is something that was tabled a couple years ago. We brought it back up this year with our comp plan and everything else. You know, pretty much anyone's welcome to help contribute to this, just like all of our other plans, but we did want to put together a steering committee to really help that kind of represents some different areas. So it's Alderman Chevalier, Kelly Kabilski, Carol Noker from the Chamber, Charlene Bruce for citizen member. She also serves on the NRAD board. Myself, and then school district representative, which is going to be Robert, correct, Cynthia or Chuck? Yeah. So Robert is handling their capital improvement plan and a lot of things that Wayne used to cover in that whole world. So thought it'd be valuable to have them on this as well. Nothing formal on this, so it's not an ordinance board, it's more of advisory. So just want everybody to be aware. Our first meeting is next Tuesday, correct, Chuck? Prior to that, I will be meeting with some of the Clay County and Platte County mayors, commissioners, other representatives at Senior Center as well, to discuss 92 Highway. So ties right into this, and hopefully some of them will stick around to see how this process works as well, because I think that our planning process has been working well. Any new business other than our fireworks thing? All right. We'll entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session. There are 3 chapters on this one, so make sure we get them all right. Hopefully somebody has the paper in front of them. They can do that one. Alderman Uladol.
All right, Mr. Mayor, a motion to close the regular session for the purpose of discussing executive hold on here. For the purpose of discussing legal and personal matters pursuant to section 610.021 chapters 1, 3, and 13 RSMO.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Alderman Atkins seconds. Clerk, please call roll.
Alderwoman Wilson,
Aye.
Alderman Sarver,
Aye.
Alderman Atkins,
Aye.
Alderman Blumker,
Aye.
Alderman Chevalier.
Aye.
Alderman Uladol.
Aye.
6-0.
Motion carries. We stand adjourned to executive session. I'll give everybody a couple minutes because we have to drop this one and join another one, correct?
Yes.
Right. And thank you everyone else who attended tonight.